panel talk show where we bring you our weekly roundup on all things politics, pop culture, fashion, and more. Now, most of you already know by now that we have done a nationwide casting call to see who will join the ladies of Hips TV. And today we have our sixth and final finalist, Miss Debbie Shannon. Please help us welcome her to see if she's got what it takes to join the ladies of Hips TV. Now, please help me welcome my beautiful co-host, Nzinga, Kimberly, and of course me, Joy, and we are ready to get into the mix with Hips. Ladies, ready?
Ready.
Let's begin.
Woohoo. All right, so a women's only workplace in Brooklyn has been called out for discrimination because they are not allowing men to work there. Now, this place was created so women would have a safe place to work. So do you think it's any business of men whether or not they're hired?
Nope. Absolutely.
Nope.
Absolutely.
No.
If we as women are going to fight for rights for ourselves and have the feminist movement come out where we want the equal rights, then we can't discriminate about someone else and say, yes, we want to be in your pool, but don't come into ours.
I don't think it's about that. I think it's about women feeling safe. And right now they don't feel safe. And so to make sure that we are listening to what women are saying, the Me Too movement is because nobody is listening to us. Nobody is hearing us. And we continue to be subject to the things that, unfortunately, men have they've been grimy for so long.
True.
And so
if you would create the culture of how you want that workplace to be by having all women and then inviting men in, then you create that atmosphere.
Listen, sexual harassment has been going on for eons, and so you would think by now the culture would be created, but it hasn't. And so now women are like, okay, cool, if you don't want to create a culture to keep us safe, then we will create our own.
Is that not segregation, though?
It could be segregation, whatever.
Look, I believe we have to put HR departments and our governments in positions, starting with our governments, starting with the president right now, who's being accused of all these type of acts. Put these people in a position, because we're right on the cusp of we're coming over this hump, and I know we're frustrated as a women, but we can't go and say, okay, fine, we're just going to create this little bubble. Right. Because the thing is, we have to take this in consideration now. What if the men start doing it?
They've been doing it.
No. They've been doing it. There's an underlying thing. There's an underlying action of it. But for the most part, what if someone goes in and have an establishment?
There's not underlying, Kim, and I hate to interrupt you, but what we heard, the Good Old Boys Club, and the Good Old Boys Club still exists. And so oftentimes women are not included in that. Even in schools. I went to a Catholic school. There are certain schools, parochial institutions, that are all, even collegiate, that are all female, all male, that's not considered segregation. And that is for the safety of the learning for those students to be in that environment where they feel safe and where they can learn without the pressure of that. Now, that don't mean that you don't, the girls go out and get some. You understand? They don't stop it.
It is hypocritical at the end of the day. You can't expect things to change if you just do the same thing as the person.
I don't think it's hypocritical.
It's going to backfire and it's going to set us back. It's a man's world. It really is a man's world. It's gonna come back to bite us on the end. So I think we need to ride this train of equality and hold these establishments, these businesses accountable, and then we forge our way. Now if you're gonna do that, I say, how about this? Us as women, go out and formulate the Fortune 500 companies. Go out there and be the CEO.
Well, maybe that's what they're trying to do.
No, listen.
It's not that easy. Maybe that's what they're trying to do.
It's not that easy, but you don't start off saying, well, it's just going to be all women, and what, now you start letting
But then you're contradicting yourself, because you're telling them to go out and start a Fortune 500 company. This is what they're trying to institute.
As an individual, not going out.
Sometimes you need more than one person to make a thing go. And so why aren't we mad at certain collegiate and high school institutions for having female-only schools?
But I think it's because of the principles.
I went to an all-female college that lost a court case that they had to let men in.
But not all of them do that, though.
Most of them do, though. Most of them have joint classes.
Most of them have to have either the men
can't
live on campus and go there.
A lot of high schools don't.
The high schools are different. The collegiate's not. If you get federal funding, you have to have both men and women.
You get financial aid to go to high schools, don't you?
No, ma'am.
For a scholarship? You get a scholarship. You get a scholarship.
But they're scholarships that are private scholarships. They're private scholarships that go.
I think it's all right. Rock on, ladies. Do what you do, because I just think
it's gonna set us back.
We're already set back. So where are we going from here? I don't agree.
No, it's gonna set this
because people need to feel safe, and they don't feel safe. So what are they going to do? Because we're not changing the culture.
You need to feel safe, but you're going. And then now, okay, you need to feel safe, but here it is. We're gonna still be operating in other entities that are embedded with men. So I don't think we close off men like that. I just don't.
In the workplace, it's in the workplace. But the issue is that women are, and not just as much. I don't know. I mean, we would probably hear more about it. Is it just as much?
No,
I don't think it's just as much. Yeah, it's not just as much.
You're going to hear that same thing if you have a women only, and then you have men go, and the men will go, oh, well, I feel uncomfortable working in a women's only group, or they have women that are uncomfortable working in men. If we're going to be feminist and we're going to be going for this Me Too, we need to create that environment. We need to create and build that safety.
What's the how?
And we need to keep that open communication. And you need to know this is not right. This is HR needs to get with these people and say, hey, these are our rules. These are our standards. If anything comes up against this that goes wrong, you are no longer employed at this company.
And so now men are like, I don't even want to work with women anymore. I've heard that. A lot of men are saying that. I don't even want to work with women because if I walk in and say good morning and she feels like that was too sexually charged, right, with sexual innuendo, then it's like I can't even say good morning to Lisa anymore because Lisa was like, but the way you said hello and you looked at me and blinked your eyes made me feel uncomfortable. So what do they do?
There are a lot of people that are too sensitive, and a lot of people have blown some of these cases
and a lot of them have it.
I know a lot of them have it.
Yeah.
But still, you've got to keep an open mind and take each case by case, and you can't just put everybody in a lump sum and say yes.
But they're not. I support these women. Listen, ladies, I support you because if you want to feel safe, you got to do what you got to do to protect you because currently our system is not. So that's just my take.
Well, speaking of school systems and being segregated and things of that sort. So right now, employees at Howard University were recently fired. Y'all heard about this, right? Were recently fired for embezzling upwards to $1 million of financial aid, okay?
I know, right?
Now, do you believe that the school should give the money back to the students, or do you believe that they should count it as a complete business loss?
No, I think the school is responsible for putting that money back where it goes. They have enough donors and they have enough big people there that can help replace that money. They should not make the students responsible for making up for their mistakes. I think that's
so. How
wrong.
will the students, just so that I'm clear, how will the students be responsible for putting the money back?
Because there's always extra fees that the schools add on or upcharge and bring in to help make up for losses in the school systems when it comes to accounting. They'll add an extra to science fee, or they'll add an extra to the food cost.
So that's how they make up those additional
That's
funds?
how they make up the money in the additional funds. And I just think it's wrong. But the other thing that they're fighting over is they don't want the security guards armed. They don't want to have to put up with all these extra charges and all this money. They want to be the ones that actually get the money.
Who is they? The school?
The students. That's what they're protesting.
Oh, the students want to get the money.
Because how will they even distribute that money is my question. Like, when the school gives that money, if they do, I don't personally think they should. I feel like the person who stole the money should be responsible in whatever way they can make that happen, or come together to get that done will be one thing. But to put that on the school, which wasn't purposefully, they were a victim just as much. I feel so.
Yeah, I agree with you in thinking. No, I agree because they've been fired. Yeah, they were school employees, but the school rectified the situation by terminating those 6 employees, and so now you got to take it as a business loss because they lacked responsibility as it relates to doing their job.
No, I think just like a bank, if someone goes in your bank account, and they take your money, that's a fraud. The bank has a responsibility because they have to protect you.
Okay, so they fired the person.
But let's look at some other sides. They need to be convicted.
Oh, that's a whole different. That's a whole different issue.
We're just talking about the school. I understand the state, or no, I'm sorry, because it was financial aid. That's a federal. So this is a federal crime that has been taking place. Okay, so what needs to happen is the school initially needs to pay back the money, and then you go after those persons to pay restitution.
I think you should go after the people because to Nzinga's point.
But you're not going to get it. You're not with those people. They were stealing their money.
So then I think it should be a business loss. I mean, there should be a business loss because there is some money absorbed in these high institutions. To your point, where they can absorb that loss. It's $1 million. Now, $1 million is a lot of money.
Not to a college, but Howard University.
Howard University's got $1 million.
They got it.
Yeah, they've got $1 million. Yeah, they got the money.
But they got the money from students who are fortunately are depending on financial aid and grants that they didn't get because these people lied on their applications and got the money that they couldn't get.
So were other students turned down for financial aid?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I think that's a tough spot for Howard University.
Yeah, it's a tough spot.
And for the word of it, I think it just comes down to integrity.
I agree.
I say integrity for the Howard University, for their namesake. You know what? We're gonna eat this. We'll figure this out on the back end.
Yeah.
But right now, let's do what's right and give these students their money.
So how do they get that? That's what I was going to say. How do they do it?
I don't know.
Yeah, how do they do it?
I don't know the how.
So see, that's the thing. So we're saying this, they should do it. But if we have to think strategically as to the how, then what feasibly makes the most sense to get it done? That's why my position is it's a business loss. And at $1 million, Howard University can absorb that. It is unfortunate, right? And those students should be able, and maybe the school needs to give the students a full ride. Maybe that's how you rectify the situation.
Add
so
another
students.
another scholarship.
Or something.
And put in some checks and balances.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the same thing as the school just
reduce some fees for some food or
something,
some
housing or something.
Housing
Yeah.
And that'd be a good thing because I think a lot of times that arena is kind of closed door. Make it more transparent. You know, setting some checks and balances so that
I'm certain there were checks and balances in, but people know how to finagle the system.
I don't know. I mean, look, we look at the Atlanta school system, and we look at Lawrence Brown. This is something that has happened in HBCUs before. So we have to look. There's something going on. Evidently, to sit there and to slip through the cracks, almost $1 million.
It's not just HBC,
people know what they do.
It's not just HBC. A lot of other colleges. It's just sometimes it's just.
I think we need to track this because we
and it's poor mismanagement. It's poor mismanagement. That's what I think it is. Yeah, it's poor mismanagement.
So, ladies, I actually have a personal question.
Oh,
okay. It's kind of personal. It's not my life.
Oh, okay.
It's a friend of a friend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right.
So, if you're dating your man and you're in love with this man and you're doing well, but he's still in love with his ex, when is it time to leave?
Who? Cricket.
When is it time to leave? Like, when do you find out that he's still in love with his ex? Because I think that's a factor too. Like, if you find out in the beginning, then it's easy to say deuces. But if you put time in, it's like maybe he'll fall out of love.
My first few questions was: is she dead? Is you? How long have you been together? How long has it been? I had a lot of questions for my friend, and how do you stay?
Yeah.
Well, I think it depends how it plays out. Because you can have someone where they're ready to move on. I've been in that position.
Well, your ex was in love with his ex?
No, me. I was in love with the ex.
Get your life. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm over here with Bobby thinking about John.
But did Bobby find out?
No.
Oh, okay. Player.
But it was I'll be with him for a moment, and then I would have this moment with thinking about John.
I mean, were you thinking about him, or were you in love?
In love. And I was in love with someone I know that's not for me. I know I have no reason being with, but I looked at it as there's some unresolved issues.
It was a you issue.
It was a me issue.
Okay.
It was a me issue. So it's one of those things where it's like, if someone's on the other end, because I know how that feels, like, I love this person is great.
But did it affect your relationship with Bobby? You know what I mean? Did it affect? So it did.
It of course does. Yeah, I was about to say I've been in that situation too, and I've been in that situation a couple times.
Oh, go ahead.
I can honestly say that you can never truly love that next person if you still have those unresolved issues with that person. You can still love someone and be with someone else, but you can't still be in love with someone else.
So what's the timeline? I mean, having been in it, like, did you leave, or did the relationship sort of just dissolve on its own?
If I'm still in love with that last person, then you're a rebound, no matter how much time it's been. For me, that's just how it's been, and that relationship never works out until we break up, and then I have some time, and then I find the next person where I'm like, you know what, I'm over both of them. We can come be something.
That's the thing.
And the cycle continues.
And here's why the cycle continues. Because we don't take personal responsibility. That's a personal responsibility. You got to be honest with yourself and say, I still love Johnny.
Yeah.
And while Bobby takes me to nice restaurants and buys me shoes, I still am in love with Bobby.
I'm in that position right now.
I've been tell.
There you go.
I've experienced a few habits. So
I've been on this dating spree, and I've just been having fun. I've really been.
But you're not in love. You're having fun, and that's different.
I'm a Taurus. I'm
a Taurus too. She probably is in love.
You're my friend. You're my friend.
I know you do. You just love them.
I just love them, and then it's on to the next. But it's one of those things where, in this dating spree, it wasn't until I got few down that I realized that wait a minute, I have some unresolved issues, and I need to scale it back.
You need to take personal responsibility.
I am taking personal responsibility. After some people check me, maybe they're on this panel. I don't know.
They probably are. I wonder who those people are.
but let's flip it. What if it's your man? What if it's your man who is still in love with his ex?
And when do we leave?
And when do you leave?
I think as Joy said, personal responsibility. I believe you extract yourself out of the situation,
Yeah,
so
I
he
agree.
can get the mental clarity to deal
That's
with
true.
the situation.
That's right. So that he doesn't
Yes.
damage you, and you don't
I
damage,
agree.
and you
Because
don't
we
allow
selfish.
yourself
Exactly.
to be damaged in the situation.
Exactly.
So I think you need to do it as soon as you find out.
As soon
Now
as you
that doesn't
realize.
mean
Yes,
it's
yes.
not going to be
It's-
hard.
Yeah, I was about to
It's
say,
gonna be
'cause especially
hard.
when you're in that relationship, because probably the reason why you even jumped into this next relationship is because you don't want to be alone. When you're in that relationship and you lose it, it's like you kind of happen. It's comforting, so you may happen to the next one too soon.
Personal responsibility is tough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you got to look in the mirror and be honest.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. That's why people call Erykah Badu bad lady. Because
Yeah.
like we're bad ladies
yeah,
because
yeah.
we continue to bring baggage from one relationship to the next,
Yes.
and it is unresolved, and we don't
Yes.
want to be unresolved. But
Oh.
today's show is
Right.
done, and
Done.
so we are so glad that you were able to join us. Make sure you keep up with us on all social media at HipsTV and on Facebook at MyHipsTV, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yeah, we're there too. We're at HipsTV. We will see you next Wednesday right here on HipsTV.
Hi, I'm Debbie Shannon, one of your finalists for Hips TV, the first plus-size panel talk show.